Yo, what's up? My name is Patrouski, and legendary Pokemon have changed drastically over the past year or so within PokeMMO. Just around a year ago, it wasn't even possible to permanently own or catch any legendaries within PokeMMO. But now we're able to catch and own upwards of 6 legendaries and even 1 mythical Pokemon. So, what happened and how do you catch these Pokemon? And what if I told you that these aren't even all the legendary Pokemon that are available right now? Legendary Pokemon have become kind of complicated in PokeMMO, and it's always a lot to explain to new players. Firstly, by explaining, hey, there's like 3 different types of legendaries that I have to even get to. The first type of legendary Pokemon being roaming legendaries, which we'll talk about in a split sec. The second type being event legendaries or mythicals, which right now currently just exists by Shaymin, but we also, a lot of players are holding on to the Wishing Stone, which might be a hint at a second one coming up here in a bit, but that's just speculation for the time being. And then we also have access to King of the Hill style legendaries, which comes in the form of Arceus, Mewtwo. My last legendary guide actually covered these, and before all of these guys, the King of the Hill style legendaries were the only legendaries to exist within PokeMMO. But I think it's best to first cover roaming legendaries, since these are the ones that anyone can catch at any time and permanently own, and it's probably the ones that people most desire. The roaming legendaries currently consist of Suicune, Raikou, Entei, Zapdos, and Articuno, and Moltres. Now, at the time of recording, Moltres isn't quite in the game yet, but in 2 days or so, I'm currently recording on January 29th, 2024, in 2 days, it should be brought into the game by the new month rotation. Alright, so let's talk roaming legendaries. You've got the Kanto roaming legendaries, which consists of the 3 birds, and you've got the Johto legendaries, which consists of the 3 legendary beasts. Now, the Kanto legendaries can only be found in Kanto, and the Johto ones can only be found in Johto. They can be found randomly all over the world via single encounter battles that aren't inside of a cave. That's very important. Currently, the rate at which legendaries appear is unknown. We know it's somewhere between 1 out of 1,000 and 1 out of 8,000, but the developers have not made that known. So if you're watching this video and your 16,000 encounters dry or something, I wish you the best of luck. It can be a tough grind, and just single encounter somewhere where you can also make Pokeyen or maybe shiny hunt something at the same time. I have plenty of videos covering good spots to hunt these Pokemon. But there is a huge main prerequisite before you can actually encounter the legendary birds or the roaming legendaries in whatever region. In Kanto, you have to have 8 gym badges. Keep in mind, in Kanto, to encounter the birds, you have to have 8 gym badges. And then in Johto, you have to have defeated the Ho-Oh boss fight within the storyline before you can start encountering the legendary roaming beasts. If you have both of those things done, or both the storylines done, you should be good to get legendaries. Now, you cannot fish for legendaries like so. You cannot get them via hordes. You have to just single encounter it outside of caves. It has to be an out of ground location. Now, you can encounter inside a forest. A really common one is things like Berry Forest in Kanto. There's a lot of really good locations there, a lot of really good Pokemon. The Shiny Execute location. You can do it inside of forests, like inside of dark forests, inside of locations, just not inside of caves. You can also only catch 1 legendary per month per region. So right now, during January, the current legendary is Zapdos. Once the month rolls around in Kanto, it'll be Moltres. Right now in Johto, I believe the current legendary is Entei, and I believe once that rolls around, it should roll over to Suicune if I'm not mistaken. Now, someone made a great text guide linked in the description as well, which shows you what legendaries are currently available. Here we can see Zapdos and Entei is the current month, and then these will be unavailable until March, and Moltres and Suicune will return in February. Hopefully this guide does stay updated in terms of that, and if not, ask me in the comments or ask around in the community, and someone will try to respond to you. And yes, you can get a shiny legendary. They are just exceedingly rare, but developers have hinted at or said that the shiny rate for the legendaries in PokeMMO is actually lower than that of 1 out of 30,000 because they said they did want to see people get them. You can also get duplicates of legendaries. So if you catch one and then wait 3 months or so for it to rotate around, you can get multiple. Like I have 2 Raikous here. You can also buy or sell them on the GTL. Now, in my opinion, if you get one randomly and want to sell it off the GTL, that's super okay. I really do not recommend hunting for these for profit. You see like, oh, wow, Raikou, 700,000 Pokeyen just for a Raikou? I should go hunt this and then sell it. That's amazing Pokeyen per hour. No, it's terrible. It ends up being like 15,000 Pokeyen per hour if you like average everything out. If you sell it, it's horrible Pokeyen per hour for the actual time put in. You might as well just do anything else in game for money. But if you want to hunt one for fun or hunt it for collective purposes, that's awesome. All right, next up, we need to talk about some specific items. And what I mean by that is rainbow quills and elemental orbs. These are the items that are used to change the IVs because you cannot breed these legendary Pokemon. You cannot breed them. So you can't reroll for shiny chance. You cannot adjust IVs by breeding. You have to use elemental orbs or rainbow quills. So rainbow quills are used for all of the Johto legendaries. So on things, it actually says on them, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. This allows you to adjust the IVs up or down by one at a time. And then elemental orbs, you can adjust Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres IVs. Now these can be bought and sold on the GTL, and you're also given 20 of them when you catch your legendary. And then since you can't breed, you also need to adjust the nature. Like this is a terrible nature for Suicune. You're going to need something called nature herbs. And nature herbs you can buy and sell once again on the GTL, or you can plant Graciduas. And Graciduas is like berry farming. And Graciduas have a chance of you also harvesting a nature herb of a certain variety when harvesting them. So you can see nature herbs. There's nature herbs of all different varieties. Generally timid nature herbs. Timid nature herb ends up being one of the best ones. Timid, modest, yeah, 86k for the cheapest timid nature herb. Modest nature herb currently around 20 to 25k. These are the typical ones you'll need. Maybe adamant for something like Entei. And then Graciduas themselves are the one that is used to adjust Shaymin's IVs. So you can adjust Shaymin's IVs as well with Graciduas themselves, not the elemental orbs or rainbow quills. And then once again, same thing, nature herb affects Shaymin. Now, currently, we only have 6 or so roaming legendaries, but I'm sure at some point more will come out in other regions, and all the information will still be the same, just different legendaries in a different region, but the hunting method, there'll be a new item, stuff like that. I'll try to keep some stuff updated in the comments or description, but all the information should transfer pretty well. And if you're looking to farm or get more rainbow quills or elemental orbs, you're not just stuck to those 20. You can actually go payday pickup in the Johto region, and you can pick up rainbow quills kind of passively. If you don't know, pickup is just a passive ability from certain Pokemon. So if you have like a Meowth with payday and pickup, you can go kill Pokemon with payday and then occasionally pick up some rainbow quills. It is shockingly rare, and there's not many good payday locations in Johto, so it's honestly not great of a money-making method, but that's how more of them come into the game. And then for elemental orbs, Zapdos actually has a secret ability, which is kind of funny because it doesn't say this, but if you lead your party with Zapdos, up in the top left corner, you'll see Coalescence pops up. There's no way to find this out aside from putting in the lead of your party, and it says Coalescence has a chance to create elemental orbs when fainting foes with electric type moves, which honestly makes Zapdos with Discharge, there's no Discharge here, but Zapdos with Discharge becomes pretty much the best leveling Pokemon in all of PokeMMO, using it to XP train other Pokemon in a battle of hordes while also getting elemental orbs passively. Depending on the price, it may not matter too much, but for 30k or so, even if you get 1 an hour, a free 30k an hour when leveling is super nice. Alright, but I believe that covers everything when it comes to roaming legendaries. If I missed anything, ask comments, let me know in the comments and descriptions. There's a surprising amount to cover with that stuff, so I appreciate any patience. But now let's officially move on how to catch Shaymin within PokeMMO, and once again, a difficult thing to explain. Shaymin is really only available within PokeMMO for around a 1-week period every year. You see, during the Lunar New Year event in PokeMMO, you're able to run around the world and get these things called tablets. And tablets randomly spawn in, I believe it's around 3 tablets every 20 minutes, or 3 tablets every 40 minutes, or an hour. I forget the exact method. There's a full video guide on that on my channel, which hopefully should be linked in the description. But you have to listen to community calls, whether in my Discord, whether in your team chat, whether in global chat, wherever it may be, running around the world and collecting all of these tablets. And once you have like 12 or 13 of each tablet, which there's like 12 of, it's a lot of tablets. I think it's like a 16-hour grind on average. Once you do all of that, then you can catch like 12 alpha Pokemon. And then once you catch all 12 alpha Pokemon, then you're granted the chance at 1 Shaymin encounter. It's quite a lot, which is why there's not that many Shaymins in the game. A lot of people did do it last year. Shaymin is the only Pokemon in PokeMMO, fun fact, that doesn't have a shiny form of it or a shiny that exists. You can get it as a shiny. It is not shiny locked. However, literally no one has one, or no one has come forward with one. And at the time of recording, Shaymin has been out for, 1 week before. It's only been out around a year ago. It should be coming back to the game this Lunar New Year event, and most likely should be returning every single Lunar New Year event, but we don't know for sure yet. Shaymin can once again have its IVs and nature adjusted with Drusidua flowers and nature herbs, just like some of the other legendaries, but specifically Drusiduas are for Shaymin. And that's really it for Shaymin. I don't think I'm missing anything, but there should be an in-depth guide on the tablet grind to actually physically show you what that was like, because I can physically show you what it was like because I can't actually do it right now. You can only do it, once a year during that Lunar New Year event. And then finally, the last kind of legendaries we need to talk about are King of the Hill style legendaries, which are non-permanent legendaries. You cannot permanently own these, and there's only one of them in the game per region. So for example, in Kanto, deep in Cerulean Cave, you can get Mewtwo. And then once you were to catch that Mewtwo, you are forced to accept PvP battles, and if someone beats you, they then take control of the one Mewtwo. You cannot put Mewtwo in your PC, and if you log out, it sends Mewtwo back to that wild location. Mewtwo and these other legendaries have existed like this since around 2013. This is the oldest standing type of legendary within PokeMMO. Now, my previous legendary guide only covered these Pokemon because it's all that was in the game at the time. So if you want an in-depth guide on that, it will be linked in the description once again. But TLDR, you can get Mewtwo in Kanto, Rayquaza in Hoenn, Arceus in Sinnoh, and then Keldeo in Unova. If you're interested in more details, once again, link in the description if you want to see the exact locations. There's a lot of fun stuff with King of the Hill style legendaries, but generally they aren't really needed and most people don't go after them. It's kind of just a flex to have them logged into the Pokedex. Also, quick note that I haven't mentioned, you do not need any of the legendaries, any of them, for Pokedex completion. Whether for your ability patches or whether for Mount Silver access, you do not need legendaries for Pokedex completion. But with that, I believe I've covered everything. I hope I've covered everything. If I've missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this. Hopefully it was helpful to new players, veteran players, whoever may be watching. Like the video if it was, dislike if not, that's okay. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. Follow the Twitch down below for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below for information and help with the tablet grind when that comes around, and just updates on my general content. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations do go a very long way. Thank you for watching, and I hope that my PokeMMO knowledge can help some of you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Peace. Thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video, and I hope it was a positive asset to your day. The same way everybody listed here is a positive asset to my day, going above and beyond and allowing me to make content every single day. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good one.